a couple of weeks, Donna Brazile was visibly concerned about the state of the election. She was visibly concerned about whether or not the change in momentum would have been a permanent one that affected the possibility of Kamala Harris being elected president of the United States. Well, she has definitely changed her position now. And you know what? I had never changed mine. I still am of the belief that we're more likely to have a landslide than not, more likely to have Kamala Harris than not as the president of the United States. And I think the numbers are starting to draw that into perspective. And the fear that you're seeing in the Trump administration, in the Trump campaign, is evident. The unwieldiness and the unhinged form in which he's acting almost shows that their internal polls are telling them the same thing the Harris people's internal polls are telling them. So let's go ahead and listen to Donna Brazile, because I love the way she said it and with the confidence that she said it. Check this out.
I think it's trending to Harris, but I don't have a strong conviction.
Tuesday, November 5th is going to be recalled in the history books as Ladies' Night. Not only are we going to see a historic first in our country, but we're also going to see more women elected to the United States Senate. And 2 Black women, one from Maryland, one from Delaware. So it's going to be a great night, but we still got to get those young people out to vote.
Let's be clear here. This isn't exuberance or anything like this. This is just simply by the numbers and by the policies and by where people's hearts are. Look, it is true that this isn't a fait accompli yet. But here's what we know. What we know is that the Republican Party has launched what can only be declared as holding women hostage, making their bodies the property of the state. There is no doubt about it. If you take a look at the deaths that are occurring in Texas, in Georgia, because of policies by the government telling a doctor that he has no control. Moreover, people are coming back to the realization that the phantom great economy that Donald Trump claimed he had was not really that great economy when people are reminded of the reality. And as long as, first of all, the ground game continues that Harris and her team's been doing, which means throw people out there and make sure they're getting their people to the polls. Make sure that not only are they getting their people to their poll, but they're encouraging others to get their people to the polls. Additionally, informing them of the reality, dispelling the fallacies that are coming out of the Trump administration. All of that, the Harris campaign has been doing like clockwork, very, very disciplined. When Charlemagne the God asked her why it is that she seemed so scripted, she made sure and tell him, I am not scripted. I am disciplined. And isn't that what the White House needs? Somebody who is disciplined and in command of what they want to do for the country. So here's a TikTok, folks. The TikTok here is, one, you've got to get out there and you vote. You have to get out there and make sure others vote. There's a whole lot of votes that have been banked so far. I think a lot of our female Republican women, I think a lot of them are doing the right thing. I have no doubt that when you start to enslave or show women or anybody that your policies is tantamount to enslavement of either their minds or tantamount to enslavement of their bodies or tantamount to saying the government will control your body, that people will have that visceral reaction, those that are not themselves sycophants or cultists. When you see white supremacists, one of Trump's buddies come out and say, I don't know what Trump is doing. I don't know what he's doing. And yes, most of those people that you see at Trump rallies are cult members. When one of his surrogates, a white supremacist, says that, you know that is where we're really at. So Donna Brazile said it all right. This is now Kamala Harris to win. This is now Kamala Harris's election to take and to bring home. And she has all the necessary logs in the fire to ensure that she is successful. It is just a matter of carrying out her plan, carrying out the plan of the group. And you know what? Just from the fervor, just from the enthusiasm that I see in the people, yes, a lot of Democrats and progressives, when I talk to them, they're scared when I give them the numbers about the way the numbers calculate based on not just gender gap, but other types of numbers. They get quite excited. They feel a little bit bitter. Of course, at the end of the day, anything can happen on Tuesday. But if we keep the trajectory, if the trajectory is maintained, where people are informed, people are encouraged to go out and vote, I don't even think this is going to be the close election everybody think it's going to be. I think we're looking, I've said this from 6 months ago. Let me back up. I've said this from the time Harris got into the election, that this would have been a landslide. And I still think that the polls have the women's vote and Gen Z vote all wrong because they don't really have a choice but to have it wrong because they don't know how to poll it. Anyhow, folks, get ready, as Donna Brazile says, ladies' night.
We spend a lot of time deconstructing the news, trying to parse it into a form that everybody can understand. We try to find those little nitpicks where it flies above the fray, etc. If you really like these videos that we do, I want to ask a big favor. Please go ahead. Number 1, subscribe to our channel. And number 2, please join if you can. Thank you so kindly for watching. Keep watching. Please remember to share. We must populate the entire internet with our progressive message, a message that we know is what most Americans say that they want. So help us, please join.